live already. All right.
Yeah, well, I know you thought we were live already,
Of
but that's
course.
how it goes.
Of
You
course,
don't care if you're talking to me or to Jody or
it doesn't matter.
whether you're talking
Doesn't
to
matter.
2 people or 222 or
That's right. That's a
222,000,
fact.
Tim. You
Doesn't
are
matter.
just epic. And boom, boom,
Yeah.
bam.
Okay. I'm feeling a little bit old these days, though. Because
Oh,
I kind of
dude.
still got a little bit of my winter weight on. I'm not running around the boat like I need to. I got a finger that's kind of like a claw
Oh,
now.
wait, look at this. Oh, wait,
Yeah.
no, the other way. I gotta turn
Yeah.
around.
There
There
you
we go.
go.
There it is.
Stan's getting
Yeah,
in shape. Good.
look at that.
Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pow.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Wow, we are having fun tonight. There is all kinds of people out there already. We got Mike Irvin.
Mike Irvin.
Circle Hook Production. What's up, Clint? Boom, boom, bam. Team Snag and Whiskers, Dustin is out there. We'll drop the link in a little bit. And tonight's just about having fun. Whatever questions you have, whatever we're going to talk about. It was Tuesday night. I was, but I was running around and I told Jody, boom, 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 6 o'clock, we'll be talking. And it's just been going from there. And I'm like, Roger's show ended. And I'm like,
Nope. Roger's show. Okay.
And I'm like, what the heck? Well, let's go live. Let's have fun. Let's do some old school stuff. And
since we're having fun, I'm just gonna make myself a donkey drink real quick.
There you go. You can have
I just got back from Michigan.
It might be better if you had some Monster in there.
Oh, the Monster Rod Hole. You know what? That would kind of be interesting if old Monster Rod Holders and Red Bull got together, or Monster got together. That'd be kind of cool. Look at that. Yep. You know what? I've only got one sticker on my motor, and it's Monster Rod Holders, because I'm telling you, I think very highly of Steve.
Yep, that's awesome.
Dude, I was watching some of your old stuff today. One of the things that I have done, I will say it, I said it time and time again. My OG was Mike Chavez here on the James River. He was the first one that I saw catching big fish here. And then that kind of started stand threes in my journey. And then we found people like, Epic and things like that out there, and realized that we were like, holy crap, there is 100-pound catfish out there. Like, we had no idea. Like, one of our best nights when we first got here.
Many of them, but they do exist.
That's right.
That's right. Rare percentage of that population, but they do exist.
And there's one thing that most people, you get the occasional lucky fish.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And there's one thing that you have in common with the people out there. There's one thing that both people up here on stage with me tonight have in common, is they are both catfish psychos. They are both catfish savages. They both put the time in. You cannot go out there. You'll get the 1% of the person that went out there on July 23rd during the full moon and used bubble gum with oatmeal and whatever, and happened to catch a nice fish.
Jelly beans.
Yeah. And you caught that one fish, or your grandfather's best friend's uncle caught that one fish. But to consistently catch big fish, it's time on the water, time on the water, time on the water. Jody, how many nights a week are you out there fishing?
About 4.
4
every day.
5. Yep. And
Thursday,
Tim, how many?
Sunday.
If you had to guess, how many thousands of hours have you put on the water? You couldn't even guess, could you? Like, if you've lost.
Are you asking me? I thought you were still asking Jody.
Well, no, I was asking Jody. Like, right now, she's currently out there at least 4 nights a week. I know that your situation over the years have changed drastically.
Yeah.
And how much you are able to and how much you do spend on the water.
Let's just say this, Dan. At one time, for probably 15 years, I spent an entire straight month on the water. Hardly ever left it. And not only that, I fished spring, summer, winter. Spent a month on the water, sometimes just a week in a row, but I would spend a month throughout the summer. on the water, all that stuff. And as we're talking about this catfish savagery thing, I would like to explain one giant difference between Jody and I. Now, me, and if you look at Jody, Jody is way better looking than I am.
I don't know about that.
It's not even close.
Well, and the hair is just she's from
and
that's
she's
just
probably way
boom.
nicer, I would say.
But anyways,
I mean,
we made her blush. Look at that.
I'm just stating the obvious.
Blush. I don't think I've ever seen that before.
Stating the obvious,
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Look at that, Jody. You're blushing.
That's awesome. Anytime an old man can make a young girl blush, it's all worth it. I'm telling you.
Oh my goodness.
Great. Before we go any further, Jody, thank you so much. Tim, thank you so much. From some of my before we came on stream, I told both of them, I said thank you. I really appreciate both y'all being some of my best friends out there. From the bottom of my heart, I'll say it to you personally. I'll say it to you live. Thank you. Much love for both of y'all. Thank you for coming up. We just want to have some fun, and damn, here we are.
Yeah, I can only speak for myself. I can't speak for Jody, but Stan, you're a favorite of mine too. You always have been. I was impressed. The first couple lives you had me in, you had like 9 followers or 90 followers. I don't know.
Whatever.
How many.
Yeah.
It didn't really matter.
Yeah.
I like the way you thought about stuff, and you have a good communication skills, and you have a good grasp of catfishing. Even though you were new to it, I knew you were going to get there, and
Tim,
so it was just
it hasn't changed from them to now. Like I'm still the.
Well, I'll still watch a Stan show. Trust me, and I'm kind of picky at what I watch.
And by the way, there is a link. Like it's not just we're just having fun. We're gonna talk some catfishing. You got questions, you got whatever. Jody and Tim were just some of my best friends that happened to pop up. There is the link. It's open to anybody. We're just having fun. Muskrat. Big shout out to Muskrat and Creo. I've had a lot of experience with both of them.
What a couple great guys. I mean,
absolutely,
absolutely.
And Jody's getting the show going with Tim, the monster rod holder power hour, right, Jody?
Yeah.
Every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. This was week 1. And I just happened to be backstage, and we're trying to get things going and set up. And I'm about to be like, all right, Jody, Steve. She's like, all right, I messaged Steve. He should be here. I'm like, well, I'll just wait till he gets. Well, all of a sudden it's 7 o'clock, and I'm like, 7 o'clock. She's like, well, you might as well stay. So
nice.
Every Tuesday night at 7 p.m. Pontoon Jody's monster rod holder power hour. We're both big fans of Steve. I know Epic, you said that as we were coming in.
Oh yeah.
We just just what a great and he's a lot like you. He's just like he's this average person that happens to devote his life to the catfish.
Yes.
And not only that, he is so down to earth.
Oh,
so
dude.
easy to talk to. He's so genuine. And he doesn't, I tend to grandstand a little bit and do all this stuff. Steve doesn't. Steve's just like, well, we ended up catching this big old fish and it about bit my finger off.
Oh.
Let's let him go. I mean, that's Steve.
Oh.
A guy's got to appreciate that.
There's OG Sean White with the 222. Boom, boom, bam. Dude, thank you, Sean. OG Sean White. I can't thank you enough. Huge supporter of the channel. Thank you. Circle Hook Productions. Member for 1 month. 1 month back here. Thank you. There's Uptown Christy Brown. Jody, I'm doing the same thing. Like we were talking to Steve, and both of us are like, oh, it's Steve Douglas. Now, Tim, I consider you one of my best friends, and here we are. And Jody and I are both like, oh, it's Tim Scott. We're both still like, seriously, dude. It's like,
Stop it.
No, seriously, I understand that. Yeah. I understand that, and it still does go like that. Like I'm a big believer in respect, and your
I
actions.
I am too. I am too. I get it.
It your lifelong actions, what, not just one sentence or one moment in time,
Yep.
but what you've sacrificed, what you've done,
Yep.
Your personality over time, over time, over time.
Truth and honor.
Yes, truth and
Truth
honor.
and honor. That's right.
There's,
That's right.
if you're in a dark alley, you're going in for a fight of the life. Like
Yep.
who is going right there? Who do you want right there and right there?
Yep.
And two of the people that I would love to have right there and right there are here with me right now. And that's truly how I feel about that. And Tim, you've spent years and years and years, hours and hours and hours. And I'm new to the catfish thing, and the first thing
You're not that new anymore.
No.
Yeah, dude.
You're not really that new anymore.
And that's the first
can't
thing you
measure. You can't measure. Now, if you just started last year, you could say you were new, but you didn't. So
I hear you.
telling
I hear you.
I trust you to be able to speak about catfish accurately, passionately,
man.
and help people that are new or even a few years into it. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
I know what Stand 2 is going to convey to the average catfisherman, which will help them. I know that there's no fairy tales coming out of Pontoon Jody's. Now, is it going to be Carolina Skiff Jody now, or is it always Pontoon Jody?
I think I still got a pontoon now.
Okay.
I think
Yeah.
Has everybody seen your boat that you showed me earlier?
Yes, I've got a couple lives in it. I'm gonna do a video on it this week. I'm gonna wash it and clean it up real nice and do a video. But what you're talking about, Stan giving the right information and stuff out. That is true because I've heard a lot of newer people come out and they're not exactly giving good information to people.
Yeah. Well, and maybe they're trying as best as they can.
Yeah, they're trying.
There's just some people that are going to be able
to learn.
Yeah.
You have to learn. And
I'm sorry.
I have noticed, there's a few new people who wasn't exactly knowledgeable enough yet to be doing that.
Yeah.
And it takes time and experience.
And hey, people get excited and they want to share what they know.
Hey,
they do.
And Tim, I'm the first to admit, dude, when we first started, we were like, we had no idea what the James River was, and we're like out there, and I hear, Palmetto was doing his, and God bless Palmetto, love him, love Palmetto.
Hold it. There's Palmetto on my drinking glass.
Absolutely. And back, that's like 4 years ago. We've been doing this over, holy crap, 4 years.
Holy.
But he's talking about all these Jello chickens, and I'm like, well, crap, Jello chicken. I heard that there's big catfish here, and we're gonna, we're catching 20s and 30s on Jello lemonade Jello chicken. So guess what? Boom, boom, bam. Hey, guess what? You want to catch some monster cats? Well, my idea of monster cats back then, since I had never caught anything, any catfish, my big catfish was maybe, we've caught some channel cats in the teens, but we'd never caught like, monster cats. So you see a 20+ pounder, that's a monster. Oh, so hey, lemonade Jello chicken with this and that.
I'm telling you, Stan, at one time, throughout my life, a 5-pounder was huge.
Oh,
then
dude,
a 10-pounder was huge. Then
absolutely.
A 20 was like unattainable.
Yes.
Huge.
Yep.
And think then, that's something, all of a sudden when you break into the 40s, then you're like, okay, so how far does this limit go?
Yes. And I think that's when, Tim, when you recognize that, I think that's when you're like, okay, when is all this other BS kind of crap? Yeah, I was bought into it and it worked.
Sure.
It worked for those 10s, 20s, 30s. Absolutely. Yep. We're catching this. Even the catfish this past weekend was the live fishing tournament league. There was the chicken tournament. Over 1,000 pounds of catfish were caught and released on chicken.
Okay. How many people did that take though?
It took 6 hours. 20 something people, less than 30.
Now I'm this is not not a brag. This is not a whatever.
No. Hold on.
There
Let
are
me finish.
times when you can do that with one or two anglers with natural bait.
Absolutely.
Several times, but
Absolutely.
But you got to be at the right place at the right time and all that stuff. And I value everything from all the way to from cheese bait all the way up to chicken neck. It really doesn't matter. If somebody's having fun and that's what they got available, I'm all for it. I think it's great. But sometimes it gets purported as the best thing to use. And as long
bam,
as
boom, boom, bam.
Yes, as long as everybody understands it's an all-encompassing thing. That okay, yes, if you put it in perspective,
bam,
there you have it, and that's hard to do.
Yes. What do you think about that, Jody? You agree with that? Like we hear a lot of times, and you're just getting started, and man, you have your first success. You catch like that 14-pounder. And you've never catch nothing above 5 before. All of a sudden you catch a 14. You're like, oh my God, this blue raspberry.
Your fishing trip is only as good as your bait.
Yeah. And
I think.
Hold it. At one point in my life, I was convinced of some things that were absolutely not true at all. Okay, so when I was new, I'm like, okay, because this happened 3 times or whatever, maybe even 3 times in a row. I was like, oh, this is what you got to do. And I'm thinking to myself, but I knew since I was a science-oriented person that I'm going to have way more evidence to be able to actually speak about it. But that human nature is you find some eureka, you want to spread it to help people. And it's a little rough. It's a little rough. And you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. If you're excited about something, share it. But when like way back in the day when I was doing it, there'd be people going into magazine articles saying some stuff that just wasn't going to work. It not only wasn't it going to work all over the country, it was only going to work in a few places, and they would purvey this as
hold on a second, Tim.
All over the country. Yeah.
Not only would it work only in a few places, it would only work in a few places under a blue moon in July while you're chewing Hubba Bubba.
Yeah.
Because your grandfather did 10 years ago and caught a 40-pounder.
It did. It took some extraneous circumstances for it to work, and it only worked occasionally. And yes, that is one of the reasons why I started writing for North American Fisherman, because I was a little tired of reading fairy tales once I knew the difference between real catfish behavior and then kind of fairy tales. I kind of made it a mission to
and let's just rewind for those of us that don't remember North American. Those were the ones they had the blue books. It was the blue books with the gold, and you had the catfish and bass.
Actually, they were the biggest published fishing magazine in the world.
Yes. Because I was one of those ones like I was one of those ones like I wrote letters into like Bill Dance and all these letters. Hey, let's hear more about catfish. Like, let's hear more about this. Like, where can I find stuff? Like, I go to the library and there's, the couple of magazines, but there's the books I have. Like, I know that a lot of the books are like BS because that's not true.
Some of them are. But, as well, our fishing knowledge was kind of rudimentary when those books started, and they got better as time went. And as more people became more involved, we weren't just doing it kind of part-time. We were doing it kind of pseudo full-time. And we got better into that. And like what you're saying about writing letters into the editor and all that stuff. Yeah. I literally called Doug Stange till his secretary got so tired of hearing me that I talked to him when I was I think I was 19. And I'm telling you, I captured Doug Stange on the phone for at least 2.5 hours. And
if I liked writing better back in those days, I might have been able to, but I was like, I read a couple and I'm like, all right, I'm done.
Oh no, I could write too, but I just chose to call because I feel like, if you're gonna really make a connection, it's pretty easy to like swipe past an email, but he's got to hear me in person.
Hey, Tim, back in the day, like from our first time we spoke, I'm like, well, I just did this, I just did. And you're like, no, dude, like you fished for 50 plus years, like you've caught this, you've caught that. Like that's all. You don't ever talk to me down about that type of stuff.
I'm just another catfish psycho that just has
absolutely.
The background. That's it. I mean, I don't have wings. I can't just go magic some fish up. I mean, I don't have a magic wand in my back pocket that I just 130 pounds right here. But,
wait a minute. Hold on. What do you got there, Jody?
It's a stick, and I want to know Tim's thoughts on that and yours too. As far as they call it clunking, I think.
You got to show me the business end of it first.
Well, it's just a stick.
Okay, that doesn't look like any clunk I've ever seen. It looks kind of like a beaver stick.
But, I know what she's talking about there.
But like, the bottom of the boat, the back of the Echo, and I know it was bring fish.
Okay.
Tim, this is more like not like the not for like the flatheads or like the Wells catfish where you're doing
it's mostly the Wells cats,
yeah.
They're doing it like they hit the bottom of the boat for like stripers and
okay.
And things like that. You use it to hit the bottom of the boat, and the bottom of the boat obviously that boom, it transfers out and moves the fish.
Let's talk basic science then.
There you go.
Low frequency vibrations mimic fish that struggle. Okay, none of them are high frequency. All of them are low frequency. Also, sharks are attracted to the same thing, and nobody's really done. Oh, look at that. Wells and African shark-tooth catfish.
Shark-tooth, man, I want to catch one of those shark-tooth.
Hold it. And he brought us some great. Because the sheatfish family, Sheatfish, are described as catfish that have elongated body structure from the anal cavity all the way to the tail.
Method, yes.
And we know scientists, biologists have surmise that the reason they have that is at one time they ate a lot of terrestrial animals. That means animals on shore. So they would literally leap out.
Yes.
But have a long enough tail to drag like goats and stuff out.
Yes.
I'm like, that's like fairy tales to me. I mean, I love it.
But it makes.
I hope it's true. I would love to imagine like a 500-pound Wells leaping onto the shore and grabbing like a goat and pulling it in and eating it. That'd be awesome.
But if you look at it, like some of the things, and I think Tim, with every theory or with every story or with that, there's a certain percentage of truth.
Some of it's big, some of it's not very big, but yes, there is, and there's possibilities.
That possibilities, and there you go. And that's some of the things, and you just. When we were talking about, we'll just stick to the, oh man, I think about the Wells catfish and the sharp tooth and what do you got? Oh crap. What are those ones they say is here now? The red
tails.
Red tails. Thank you.
Yep.
And
so you got the big four in South America. You got the red tails, you have the Jau, you have the sooterbeam, which is the shovel nose, and then you have the big one, the big one, scientific name Brachyplatystoma philomosum. Which one is that, Stan?
I
will teach you.
What's that?
I said I will teach you. It's the biggest South American catfish. Matter of fact, it's pretty much the biggest catfish in the world that is a carnivore.
Oh, the goonch?
Nope.
No, that's
South
India,
America,
right?
That's India. Afghanistan, a little bit of Eastern Europe.
Oh, come on.
All right.
I know the biggest. Wait, I know the biggest in America.
Starts with a P and ends with an A. Piraiba. Piraiba.
Oh, yes.
Piraiba.
What? Look, I know
Yes.
the biggest in America is the for cactus. For cactus is the second name. Oh my God, the blue cat. Second part of the name is the furcactus.
Furcatus, no cactus.
Furcatus.
Furcatus. Ictalurus furcatus.
Ictalurus furcatus
Yes.
is the blue
Yes.
cat. There you go.
Yes. And the channel cat is Ictalurus punctatus or punctatus, however you profess to say it. My Latin is not all that great. So the Pylodictis olivaris has only one at the top, other than the blind cave catfish, which in
What do you think,
shape
Jody? You agree?
and whatever. Yes.
I'm just amazed.
You know what? I'm sorry that Stan and I are peacocking our our male catfish knowledge.
Tim,
We need to hear from Jody a little bit.
Check
You know, I could never say those words. First off,
and that's okay. You don't have to. We're just ultimate fish nerds. That's all. I'm just a fish nerd.
I did the scientific name of the blue cat. Like the last couple of shorts I did, I've done this joke about, it's a bass, and it's like 40-pound, 50-pound blue cat, and I'm like, this is the big bass, and I did a separate little sound on it, like it's a little kid saying, I fought it good, it's a big bass, and I say it's a big bass, and it's like and I'm like, no, no, that's the Ictalurus furcatus. I even say it like in the.
Yep.
And I'm talking to you, and I get up here, and I'm like, it's the
Yeah, it's all right. That's all right, Stan. I'm telling you. You know what? I went to South America thinking I was pretty big, a big deal, because I studied all the South American fish, 2,000 species of them. And you know what? I got down there and I was pronouncing them all wrong. Every single one of them. I'm like, what? I had to hear the local dialects say it. Now I know.
Hey, but let's ask a question to Jody. Jody, for someone, what do you think that someone, like, we've seen you grow, like I said, exponentially with your knowledge and things like that. For somebody that's like, we've got somebody on stand day, Dustin. He's been calling himself 1 Pound Dustin. We've got Dustin. Tim. We've got another Dustin that fishes James River here, Dustin Winkles. And he's out there. He just started fishing the river, and he's catching a bunch of 1 pound fish. And then you got Team Snag and Whiskers Dustin, who did that, and he used to catch that, and now he's up to catching those bigger fish.
Nice.
But Jody, like, what do you think is the biggest thing for somebody like Dustin Winkles, who's catching a bunch of those 1-2 pounders? What do you think the biggest thing they can do to go to, like, now Dustin, who's been out there for a few years? We've been out there to all the spots and different fish in different areas of James River. What do you think the biggest thing they can do to move up to that next level of catching not just those single digit fish, but 20s, 30s, 40s? What do you think the biggest thing he could do to change up to that?
Well, I'm assuming he's using a bait that only the small ones are hitting, and he's using a small hook for him to be able to catch them, because you don't catch that many on a 10 or 12 hook. He needs to upgrade his hooks. He needs to get a better bait that a big fish will hit, and he may need to go to a different spot.
Damn. Look at Tim. Tim is just like.
I'm telling you, Stan. I met Jody, I don't know, 3 years ago, 4 years ago, however long it's been, and we ended up talking on the phone.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, she's asking me all the right questions.
Absolutely.
And what I'm doing here in my mind is I'm like, okay, I'm gonna kind of zen answer these a little bit. I don't want to tell her exactly, because I'm gonna enjoy watching her journey. And I'm gonna enjoy watching her succeed, no matter what. Because I could say 1,000 things, but if I just go, okay, I'm doing the wax on, wax off. I'm like, okay, Jody, think about this. big catfish, a little bit deeper water, a little bit whatever. But generally speaking, let's talk about current. Let's talk about this. And she caught on really, really fast. I didn't even need to lead her really. She already knew the answers. I think she was just
absolutely
just trying to get a little validation. That's it. And you know what? She proved every bit of it.
Tim, I would agree with you. I think one of the big things that Jody needs to do is just have more confidence in herself.
Well, I got a boat I can get out and do it now.
There you go. You know what you're doing, Jody.
Stan, you have met her at CatCon. She has no shortage of confidence.
No, you'd be surprised. You'd be surprised.
She will tell you that she needs to talk next.
Oh, boom, boom, bam. Here's Weed Hopper.
I got a story.
Well, we'll go back to that story. A Weed Hopper, learning how to read water if you have electronics. Mm-hmm. Learn how to accurately read it and learn how to target bigger fish. Certain bait obviously works better than others. Yeah, absolutely. Electronics, think about it. Back however many years, there was no electronics. It was started with reading water.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
And take electronics out of the boat. I think everybody should go out on the water first and learn to read the water without electronics. Then you move up to whatever, and then you move to the next level. If you learn that, and then you put the electronics in with it, I guarantee you it's like one of those exponential things. It's like one of those things that I'll just throw Stand 3 out because physically I can't do a lot of that stuff anymore. But back in the day, like I said, I used to snorkel up and down rivers, and I would literally look at the bank and I would snorkel over that, and I would learn how the bank led to the river. And when I was
narrow down stuff by looking at the shore.
Yes, and when I was a kid, Tim, my father taught me before I could have a pole, I had to use a hand line, and I had to learn, where to put that. Is you'd throw that out, and you'd have to bring it in and find, by the hand line, you knew where the depth was and the rocks and the structure. Like that was, you had to learn all that stuff. There was no, 50 years ago, there wasn't any of that stuff. Like you had to, it was this and this. And
and then came the dot matrix. And I say that all the time because I love that word, dot matrix. And that's all it was. It was like a TRS-80. And it was barely bigger than a phone screen is now. And I mean, it would be dot, dot, dot. And then a small fish would be like one dot. And so how many ever dots in a row? Maybe it was 10 dots. Maybe it ended up being that long. If it was dialed in just right, you'd be like, oh, that's a 3-foot fish or that's a 4-foot fish. And then if there was like another dot in the middle, like, so you got all these dots here and one more dot where like the belly would be, you're like, that's a really big fish.
Yeah.
I think a lot of the new people, the reason they have a little bit of trouble learning is they don't know the terminology. Like,
absolutely.
They've not experienced it. They've not fished dams. They don't know the water. They don't know exactly what a current seam is and stuff like that. They hear you talk about that, but they don't know exactly what the definition is.
Yeah.
Well, and literally, Stan and I kind of worked on that when we were going live because Stan didn't know the technology at the beginning anyway. But he would ask. He's like, so what exactly do you mean by that? I'm like, okay, so this is the descriptive word. This is what's going on. I wouldn't say it exactly like that, but yes. And I'm going to tell you what right now, and I'm not saying it's just me, but I have seen a lot of people on YouTube and TikTok, just catfishermen in general, really get the terminology a lot closer than it used to be, except for one pet peeve I've got. Now, hold on. I'm going to say this. I'm just going to lay it all.
Say it now, Tim.
Lay it all. I'm just going to lay it all on the line. Okay. Structure and cover are two different things. Okay. Mm-hmm. They're two different things. Absolutely. They're not even close. Okay. But it is a very
There's
common
link,
thing.
Bro. Come on in.
Because very many people get those two. They don't confuse them. They know exactly what they're talking about, but they don't necessarily call it. They'll call like trees structure when it's not. That's cover. Structure is structure of the river. That is the contour of the river. That's how that goes. That's structure.
I'm guilty.
Cover is things in the water, and it wouldn't matter if it's an eagle's nest that fell in, a tire, a tree,
Tim,
a Jeep, a World War II Jeep.
I'll admit,
I still
do that today.
It's
I'll admit
all day long.
Yes,
what?
I'll admit I still do that today. Yes, like.
Well, if you're going to write in magazines, you better know it.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank good. I'm just up here talking and say this is my opinion, and
you know what though, we are today's magazines because no one really reads them anymore. Because we all know there was an agenda based on lure of the month, hook of the month. It was all based on advertising. We get to speak freely on this, and I think it's the greatest thing in the world.
And Tim, back in the day, like I think that's one of the reasons myself, and I don't know how you feel about it, or Jody, like you think back years ago, there was no lure of the day for catfishing. There wasn't like
nope.
What could you do? Like now we got the spooks and we got the rattles, and think how many spooks are out there. There's FOA. There was
basically only 3 words, Stan. There was Abu Garcia, O'Shaughnessy, Eagle Claw, and Ugly Stick. That was
Ugly
it.
Stick. That was it.
When you ran out of that, you're done. That was it.
Yep. And if you were trying to cast big baits for big fish, like that was saltwater, the lure weight rating where it was above 10 ounces, and that was it. That was like saltwater surf rods.
A big bait rod for catfish was pretty much a 7'6" musky rod, and you were going to pay a lot of money. You're going to pay $130 back in 1985 for that. That would be like $280 now.
Yeah. So or you could buy a broomstick. You could buy a broomstick at Kmart for $9.99.
You could pretty much what I used to call the Ocean's 11. Did you ever see those? The things are like solid. I've got one in the garage. I call it Ocean's 11, but it's like Ocean Master or whatever. Dude, I caught a lot of fish on those things, but I didn't even talk about tool cues. It was like stainless steel guides, and they only had like 5 of them, and the thing was only like 6 foot long, and it had like a really dumb cork handle that was like half the length of it. It was pretty much a snagging rod. So, but it had enough flip that if you cast it just right with a 6500 or an old 808, you could throw an 808 on it. Oh yeah, and you could like be like way back and hit the face of a dam with a 3 ounce sinker, but it didn't cast worth a crap once you got bait on it. It's just not
I tell you what, I used to do a lot of musky fishing, a lot of those fish like that, and I loved the 808. Like I would do I did a lot of deep water fishing. I would do an 808 with an Aglia long, the Meps. I loved the Meps and I loved Rapalas. If I was doing deep water, I would get about a 1 ounce or a 2 ounce, and I put a 3-way on it. And man, I'd take that 808 and cast it out as far as I could. And I'd have that floating like a J7 Rapala or one of those long, the Aglia longs, Meps, Aglia longs, and with the prism on the thing. And man, I tell you what, as far as like big pike or muskies or any of those, oh my gosh, I used to just where people were catching nothing, because I would put those on a 3-way rig with an ounce or a 2 ounce weight with the 808 and just shoot that out into that deep water and let it get all the way down. I got a floating Rapala on a 3-way rig, so now it's about 2 or 3 feet off the bottom.
Nice.
Yeah, and man, when in those times of the year where they're deep, like I'm just catching fish after fish after fish, and
nice.
That's some of the things we've talked about before. But yeah, that's just knowing what you're going after.
Real quick, I'll tell you a really goofy story, because I would go to bait shops, even in catfish world, and they would not have anything more than about a 3/4 or 1 ounce sinker. Okay, so I would have to stack them. So it was like
you put a couple of them on,
all stacked up like this, and I'd take like an 808 or an 888 with like a muskie or a northern rod or maybe even
Yeah.
a salmon trolling rod, and I would throw that so hard with like a bluegill, it would fly up in the air, and the wind would catch it, and it'd start sailing this way and that way, and pretty soon all of the sinkers started flying apart. And so
Oh.
they're going this way and that way, and they all land in the water like a big mess. And it just never worked that great. Just never did.
Well,
I mean, I caught a few flatheads that way. I caught a few whatever, but not like it does now.
Jody, how long have you been fishing for? I'm not talking about big catfish. Well, first of all, Jody, when did you start fishing? Fishing.
Yeah. I've always fished. I had a pond and a creek when I growed up. Everybody knows I growed up poor. I had cane poles and bread balls and some worms and crawdads.
Look, you see the smile that came over my face when you said that?
You know what? I got a smile too, because I'm just thinking if I had a daughter, that would be the most awesome.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't have any daughters, but if I did, Jody, I'd have been like taking pictures and showing them uptown.
Yeah.
Look at my daughter. She's like down here fishing by herself. Yeah. This is the most awesome thing in the world. Yeah.
I'm doing that because Stan 3 went out a couple times recently. You know, I'm big shocker. Stan 3 went out fishing. Oh no. But my granddaughters,
awesome.
They're like, can I go with you? He's like, well, I'm going out at like 4 a.m. They're like, all right, well, that's a little early for me, but can I still go with you? And they still went out with them. And so that's, I'm still, that's the smile on the face. And, that's the stuff that is it's still happening. For those of you out there that are still, that are like, it is still happening. There is still the youth out there. It's up to us to be the catfish ambassadors or the fish ambassadors or just life ambassadors that we're teaching the younger people our ways. Like that's, it's up to us. I really do believe that.
And you know what? Most of it when they're young, you just got to go like this.
Yeah.
I mean,
absolutely.
It doesn't matter. I mean, they could throw a cicada on the hook or, roll over a log and find a slug. That's even better than just dead hands.
Absolutely.
And all that. That's great.
But
when I would get off the bus when I was young, I'd play this game. They would let me off and they'd go up the hill and drop some kids off and come back down. Well, I would save some of my lunch and bring home with me. And I had a cane pole down there. And my goal was to catch a bass before the bus come back down to show them. And normally I would catch this huge bass or something, and I'd show it to the bus as they went by. But I did that like every weekend.
That's right.
Hey, Jody, if you were my age and lived in my neighborhood, I would have asked you to be my girlfriend.
There you go.
If you fished like that when I was a kid, like when I was like 6, me and you would have been like pinky.
There you go.
Like come on. Yeah, let's go. Let's go down to the creek. We got to catch a bass before the bus gets here. Oh my God.
We got a bunch of other.
There was no girls in my town that ever even looked at a fish. Trust me. That would have been awesome. Probably would have not liked me by now, but yeah.
Yeah. Back then it would have been like cool.
Right. Back then it would have been awesome. I'd like tell my parents, this girl knows it. She likes fishes. Awesome.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like there's 40 awesome people out there. There's the link. We're just up here having fun. This was Jody and I started dinner time-ish, 6-ish. I think it was 6-ish. And then we were like, and then Steve came up and like, oh, well, okay, I'll stay here. And then it went right to Roger's show. And then it was like, Roger's show was over and we're like, all right.
What can you do now?
Now what? So I'm like, all right, well, let's go live like we used to do. And that's what this is. So let's, if you want to come up, you want to talk. I see Parker Pursuits out there. I heard he's kind of a little, he's a little
handsy on the boat.
Yeah, I know you've got more experience with him than I do.
On the boat, I was like, well, what's going on here? And then I realized where he works. So you know what goes on there.
Yeah. So he's a little. He doesn't want to come up on. He's a little shy. He doesn't like coming up live and talking.
Oh, he's fine.
And then you got Weed Hopper out there. Railroad spikes for salmon. Oh, railroad spikes, and fishing. That's like, the railroad spikes. I used to have so many of those when I was younger, and I wish I kept a lot more of them. You watch a lot of the old Fisherman DVDs. It's crazy how far
Yes,
things have come in every aspect of the game. Oh, absolutely.
So Parker, that's when I was bugging Doug Stange back in the day of the old DVDs.
Oh, here we go.
Actually, it was a VHS. It was before the DVDs came out. It was because I have all the VHS. I don't have anything to play them on, but I still have.
I know it costs like, it's funny because when that first started coming out, like I was in the military in the 80s, and when that first started, I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna show my parents that they did. Gosh dang it, they raised me right. So I bought them a DVD. I bought them the VCR.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna show. And it was like $800.
Oh yeah, and dude, it lasts for a long time. It really did.
And then it started going to kind of like the beta, and you're like, oh, what the hell?
Yeah, but beta failed. It was VHS all the way until
absolutely.
Do you remember the big disc one that everybody had? They only had like 3 discs.
Yeah,
like it was like as big as like a big record player.
Yeah,
and they had, So okay. I'm trying. They had Grease. And they had
Star Wars.
Gosh, they had Grease.
The original Star Wars.
Original Star Wars, Grease, and one more. Yeah, Heaven Can't Wait. Everybody had that.
But now the reason I'm bringing that now you go back and like the original VCRs, like I said, they were like then it went through now, and then they were like $20. Now since all these people have, the DVDs and I mean the VCR tapes and stuff, and they're not making them now. They're like $800 again. So I guess the original investment that I made on that VCR back in the 80s, I guess it's paying back. Although
there you go.
My parents have moved 20 times since then, and we can't find it anymore. So.
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know. But anyways,
I just ran across one of my old In Fisherman DVDs out in the garage underneath a pile of reels that weighs like 20 pounds. Because I ruined all the calls on them back in the day.
The laser disc. Where's Cool Cats? Why isn't Cool Cats?
That's what they were. They were laser discs. Yeah.
That's right. He got it. Why isn't Cool Cats popping up here? We're just having fun.
I don't know. I'm about ready to duck out. I haven't seen my wife for 3 days.
Yeah, I know, Tim.
She kind of gave me the eye a little bit.
Yeah, I get it. And it was just you and Jody were the first ones that I popped it out to.
That's awesome. I'm happy to be up here. And you know what? You can invite me anytime. I'll come up here anytime.
Yeah, I get it, Tim. And I know you've been busy. I've been busy, and it's just been brother. That's if they contacted me that Tim Scott needed extra long or I'm the first
I'd be
in
the
line.
Same way. Yep. I'm a ride or die guy.
And that's it. And we may not talk every day, and it may be 6 months since we talk to each other.
We don't need to.
Absolutely. And that's that's just how it goes. But
all right, brother. Jody, it's a pleasure seeing you again. Awesome.
I enjoyed it.
We were both very excited when you said you were coming up here, Tim.
Well, I got to get out of here because I talk too much. We got to hear from Jody.
Yeah.
People hear me all the time.
All right, everybody. Good to see y'all.
Have a good night,
brother.
Yep. Bye.
Hey, let me know when you're doing live again. We'll get it out there a little more. I had no idea. Stan 3 told me, hey, Tim was live.
I wasn't even sure if it was going to go. Dude, that was the first time I could even fish for 8 months.
I hear you.
I had battery failures, and we had a whole bunch of other issues.
Dude, let me know. I'll read the chat for you. Let me know. Let me know. We'll read the chat for you. We'll get it.
All right.
We'll talk to you.
You know
soon,
what?
Tim.
We'll just do a live show, and we'll just talk about what I think's going to happen, and then y'all can laugh when it doesn't happen that way. That's how it works.
Tim, I love you, brother. Thank you.
I love you too.
Thank you.
Good to see you. Good to see you too,
thank
Jody.
You for coming up.
You too.
Later, everybody.
See you later. All right, Jody. Well, there goes half the people that were talking to us, probably.
Yeah. It's like old times when I first started my show.
Yeah, I know. Oh man, we think back like we've been doing stuff together for like 4 years now.
It went well.
4 years, right? Oh my God.
It has been a long time.
Yeah, because the first like the flathead challenges, like back then, Stan 3 and I were just doing Sunday mornings. It was stand day. But him and I were just out there fishing together, and we'd get out there whatever time, 6 o'clock in the morning, whatever. Oh my Lord, it was too it was too early for me, one way or the other. I'm like, oh my gosh, it's too early. And he's like, why you gotta he's OCD. Oh, thank you, Jody. Thank you. Look at Jody trying to make me feel less self-conscious about that. Uh-oh, Jody. Uh-oh. Oh my goodness. Here comes one of your best friends. What's up, bro?
Oh, it's Brian.
Man, if it don't feel like old school now.
I was
oh my goodness.
I was over my house and I looked and I got an alert Stan going live. What's the Stan going live? I said, he better not be fishing.
I know. Brian, I'm going to take it easy till you catch up because people, you can catch up real quick because I only caught a 2-pound fish in 2 weeks. So
yeah.
All you got to do is go out once and we're even.
Yeah. I was like, oh crap. Stan went out. He beat me. God dog.
Man, if this isn't like old times, I tell you what.
Absolutely.
Cool Cast Fishing. Oh, Epic is gone. Okay, I'm out.
That James don't do anything anyway. He do more crying than fishing.
Oh my goodness. Wow. Let's see. It is after. I can't see what time it is. It's after midnight, right? He's saying butt muffin muncher. No, it's only. Oh my gosh! I can't say that. It's too early.
Oh goodness.
James is all right.
Dude,
I don't care what Jody. I don't care what Jody say about him.
I never say anything bad about James.
James is okay with me.
He's my original sponsor.
Well, there you go. There you go.
Well, yeah.
So, Brian, what's up, bro? Another successful tournament in the books.
Yeah. Everybody, everybody complained about the chicken, but
1,000
this
pounds.
might have been like the most people that joined for a tournament so far. Like everybody complained about fishing with chicken, but everybody fishing it.
I will have to put this out there. Like Brian just said, I will confirm what he just said. It was the most people involved in the tournament, and it was also the most pounds caught. Over 1,000 pounds caught. And there was even 30-pound fish caught during the tournament. There were some 20s caught. There was teens.
Not on my channel.
Oh, well, that was my channel, but I'm just saying.
I had Daryl on my channel, so when the big fish caught on my channel.
Oh.
Even though he won the tournament, he bugged me all week saying, we're going to win. We're going to win. You got the winning channel. I'm going to win it. And it came down to the last few minutes.
All right. Let me go back through and I'll look through the text the message that Brian sent me that we're going to let Daryl win this one for the chicken outfit that he had. Oh, wait, I'm not. Oh, I thought we were muted. Oh, my goodness.
We're still live.
Oh, my gosh. No, but if anybody had to win the chicken tournament, I mean, he's got the outfit, he's got the mask, he's got the whatever. Daryl deserves to win this one. Even though I see catfishing with Ed Jenkins, you see Ed Jenkins out there. He had to come on the boat to fish with Woody. We all know that, Daryl's going to claim, it's because I was driving the boat. And, I know how to use chicken. And I blah, blah, blah.
He's Captain Blubbermouth. That's about it.
Yeah. You know, we all know that that's what's going to come up. And, you know, if it was true, James and Brian, you know, if it was true, you know that he would have came up here already.
Oh, yeah. Well, he was talking about earlier in the other chat. I was like, oh, look.
Yeah, well, he was talking about it, but he would have been up here tonight.
Oh, yeah. Well, see, you got to remember, it's 11 o'clock.
Yeah, but dude, he was in the chat. Like, he was awake.
James, I mean, Darrell is, you know, he's like,
oh, I think I said that. I think I said the wrong name. Yeah, but yeah.
Senior citizen. So, yeah.
If you only knew the crap I had to hear from Darrell since he won the tournament.
Ooh, Jody.
I can only imagine because I got it all week before he won it. So I know he was. That's one thing when you talk trash saying you're gonna win it, this, that, the other, and then you end up winning it at the last minute. Because they definitely had went down and they was searching and searching. But he wouldn't have did nothing without Ed.
Oh, he was calm. He told all of us he was going to be this. He was putting my team bad down.
He said that the night before. He said that since the kids tournament. Like, he was on the channels during the kids tournament saying he's winning the chicken tournament. We're like, Darrell, it's about the kids. Yeah, well, I don't give a gosh dang about the kids. I'm winning the chicken tournament. Like, Darrell, it's the kids tournament today.
Yeah, he was happy.
I don't know if he's still out there. He was out there before. You know,
didn't I tell you it's 11 o'clock? Old man River is gone. Night. You know. His meds then kicked in. And he is. Them overall pins is clipped down.
Yeah, we don't want him. If the overall pins had done gone boop, no, stay off channel. We don't need you.
Dude,
Brian,
said we gotta stop. We're gonna wake up Darrell and his ears are burning.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Cool Cats. Cool Cats, you're more than welcome. Everybody's welcome to come up. It was just Joni and I've been talking since like 6 o'clock tonight. Oh my gosh.
That's what you get from Darrell when he wins.
You know what you get from Darrell when he wins?
All right. A headache.
Palmetto. Brian can attest to this. Palmetto does the best he can with getting the results out as fast as he can on the Live Fishing Tournament League on Facebook. You know, now I know that myself, it takes me a little bit. I want to make sure I go back and double check the results on the scorecard because, you know, I want to make sure everything I put in there is official. Official. You see what I did there? You see that? Pause. Brian gone. But anyways, but Palmetto puts it in there as pretty much as quick as he can, and I think it took about a minute and a half for Darrell to put in there. Oh, we won! We won the chicken tournament today.
Oh yeah, he couldn't wait.
He reposted Kevin's thing. Oh, thank you, Kevin. Appreciate that. He had it all typed out. He was ready. He was sitting there waiting. Come on, Kevin, you son of a beep. Put it in there. I'm just ready to hit post. He had it all. He was ready to go.
He's the only person in the world that got a notification bell on for posting the Live Fishing Tournament League that weekend. He wanted them posters to come up so he could comment so fast.
Yeah, I think it was less than 2 seconds. He's like, got him, bang, repost, share. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, he was a good sport. Shout out to him. He tried to help as much as possible. You know, he got the bad wrist, he got the bad shoulder. Ed was out there doing his thing. And Ed and Woody was working at first. And Woody got a little overheated and had to get in the truck and cool down. So it was left with them two. I even seen Darrell reel down. He couldn't pick the rod up, but he reeled and reeled and reeled while that rod was in the rod holder. He was
what? Brian, you know what? Like, I kind of take credit for that because I told him the day before that that's what my 6-year-old grandsons do. We put it in that monster rod holder and we let them fight it in the rod holder. So I'm going to take a little credit for that win there.
Yeah, you gave him a few tips.
must be asleep right.
Did you dream about me winning with chicken?
Oh my God.
Oh yeah.
Oh, this is like old school. Well, thank you, everybody.
I can only imagine, because boy, oh boy, every day. Now, some reason, and it's for everybody that send me a message. For some reason, my messages don't ping my phone like they used to. So I don't see the message till sometimes later on.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what in the world? I got 5 different. Now I don't know how many groups. Some of them are muted, but then others are not. And I don't get them until later. But I'll see his and I'm like, oh Lord, here we go. Let me open this up. Look, I gotta sit at the table, get together, get my coffee together, and open up.
Get the coffee.
All right. Okay, let's see. Because when I respond, 9 times out of 10, he's responding right back.
Yeah, you know what, Brian? You got to clear your throat. You got to get
like I'm doing a job
the shirt off your shoulders. You got to get ready. Yeah, I get you.
I said, oh man, this joker. Because once you respond and he responds, he come right back.
It's in it. Yep.
I got a phone call the other day in between. I said, you know what? I see a thing I'm not even opening. I know he's still talking Trey. I'll see it later.
Well, and speaking of that, we do have, I don't know who's fishing it. I don't know how many people yet. We have the King of the Tennessee coming up on June 29th. If Daryl was still out there, he'd be able to confirm it for sure. I think it's 6 o'clock at night. It's a nighttime tournament, 6 to whatever.
I'm coming out. I'm coming out, and I'm winning that.
Are you? I'll let you use the pontoon.
Well, we might if you're fishing that, Brian, we might have to find another host because you and I are fishing the Tennessee River together, and we'll find another host for that tournament. Because
I just put an order in for a new submarine, so y'all won't even see me.
We definitely fish.
Then I'm popping up, and bam, fish on.
Can you imagine both of us fishing that together? That's a green screen. They both ain't fishing together. That's for sure.
Yeah, I'm definitely. My plan is not to fish Tennessee, King of the Tennessee, but I'm going to come down to Tennessee and fish.
You need to. We'll have a blast.
I'll be down there. I'm working on something. I'm just working on something. I'm not trying to tell too much, but I'm just working on something. Yeah.
Talk James and let me stay with him.
No, I like my own space when I go to lay down. I'll get me a hotel.
I've heard that, Brian.
I like to snore a lot.
Yeah.
That's what Chris said. Chris said, yep. I was in 3 rooms away from him, and it was shaking my walls. So.
Chris don't know nothing.
I'm just saying what he told me. I'm just saying I don't even know nobody named Chris.
I know somebody named Hooks and Hammocks. Outside of that one,
there you go. There you go. Yeah. A fellow FOA.
Yeah, that's it. That's all. Those are the only Chris I know.
Yep. There is that other dude. I don't know what his name is.
The one that everybody keep talking about named Chris. I think like I know him. I don't even know. And what's the words they say? He's dead to me.
He's dead to me.
Mm-hmm.
James said he'd teach you how to fish if you come up. You know you forgot.
There you
go. James.
Cool Cat said, "Yep, there you go, right there. I'll show you how to fish because I know you forgot." Yeah, Brian, I forgot. I was getting all that stuff, and even Nightbot was like, "Who's fishing first, Stan 2 or Brian?"
You beat me. That's the thing. You beat me.
Yeah,
but I was going bank fishing.
Bro, I caught I caught 1 2-pound fish, and I knocked Dustin's 20-pound winning fish from the Pontoon Jody Flathead Challenge. I knocked his fish off the line with the net. I don't know if it was a good thing that I beat you or not. I'm just saying.
Thank you for that.
Cody's like, thank you. We won that night.
You beat me on that and then knocked this fish off because I heard you talk about it that Sunday. I was like, dang. That Friday I was out. We actually did something at work and we had a little team building. So we team built and
there you go. There
spilled
you go.
over to other things. So we was working overtime.
I've been to a few of those team building meetings.
Oh
before.
yeah,
They're
those are wonderful. I already put in a request for another one.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, you need somebody to go to that. But bang, I'm your guy.
Yep.
Someone else is trying to come up. I gotta go to bed. I got work in the morning.
Right, Jody. Yeah, well, it was just
you gotta work tomorrow. Tomorrow's a holiday.
I have to work Monday through Thursday.
Oh dang.
6 to 4:30.
Wait a minute, what's tomorrow?
Juneteenth.
No. I knew it was Juneteenth. Oh, it's Thursday. Oh, never mind, Jody.
No, it ain't. Is it? No, it's Wednesday.
It's Wednesday? Oh, my Lord.
I need to pack my stuff.
Oh, my Lord. All right, Ed Jenkins, good night.
It's good talking to you, Epic and Brian.
Now, before you get out of here, Jody, make sure you check out Tuesday nights at 7 p.m. The Pontoon Jody Monster Rod Holder Power Hour. There you go. Tuesday night.
I was supposed to do that last week, but it took me 2 weeks to come up with the name Power Hour. Those 2 words.
Yeah, but it was all the stuff before it that was leading up to it. Like, it's a good name.
Yeah.
Shame.
All right, bye, everybody.
And there is a surprise guest for the second guest. Number 2, the second. Tonight was number 1. Steve Douglas was the first guest. Who knows? Who knows? You may think it's me, but I don't know. I don't think it is. It's going to be the second guest. You never know. You'll just have to tune in next Tuesday at 7 p.m. and see.
I heard the rule books. You can't be up there 2 times in a row.
Oh, you never know.
Bye, everybody. Have a good night.
Jody, much love. See you soon.
All right, Jody.
Love you. See you.
Yeah, Brian, this was just like, you know how it goes back in the day, bam, all of a sudden there was a show done and everybody's like, what are we doing? Boop, no script was up. So it was like, man, no script's not there anymore. It's like, I messaged a few people. I don't know, I'm still awake, but there's nothing. I'm like, well, son of a gun. Boop.
Yeah, Tuesdays are kind of dry. After Roger and them go off, I'll be glad that they acknowledge that nothing is going on after 9. So sometimes they might go to 9:30, quarter to 10.
That's right.
Then they're like, hey, we got to get off here. I'm like, no, you don't.
No, stay. There's nothing. We got, we're alive. We're awake for another hour or 2.
Yep, at least. I find other stuff to look at and do.
And then I sent a couple messages, and that was pretty cool. That was Jody and Epic were up here. Like, that was old school. And then, you came in, and that's like, oh, man, that's, dude, I know you got to be like me. It's like, we've done this about the same amount of time, and we're in that. It's like, son of a gun, like.
Yeah, that blank spot.
Yeah, and it's all of a sudden, but like we're that like next level now, and it's like, dang. Like, we've been doing this a few years now, and it's like, holy crap. Like, it's still, you think about all the times, all the tournaments, all the fish out.
I don't even know how to say that no more. I'm about to learn how to say that no more again. I know Uncle Jeep said, God dang it, if I hear, I'm going to pay Brian not to say fish on.
Yeah. Oh, dude, back in the day, like, that was the, I remember even Stand 3, like, goddamn Potomac River, the son of a bitch.
I had them spots, man. And me and E took a ride. We went out Virginia, I don't know if it was last week or the week before. And we was going across the bridge. And look, every time we go across the bridge, we're sitting there looking like where we go at in that spot.
Yeah.
And I'll be like, And he said, God damn it, we coming for you, baby. We coming back. And I almost like, but I knew what he was talking about. He know that spot is a good spot that we always hit, and we have not been over there. We haven't been able to get over there. We ain't been out, but we got some stuff in the works. It's slow grind. We slow grinding down to
same thing here, dude. We were feeling good. We were up in like a 30 horsepower motor. We were able to go, oh, we going everywhere. All of a sudden, that 30 horsepower had a power head issue, and we're back to a trolling motor. So I'm like, I'm just hosting.
Now, see, we don't go out the trolling motor because we got an 80-pound thrust. The last time I said we were going to go out, what happened was,
what had happened was
we went to the dock, got the boat in the water, tried the motor because we thought it might be fixed. It wasn't. And I said, okay, cool. We knew what the alternate move was.
Yeah.
We went to use the trolling motor, but it was no power. I unhooked all the batteries because I knew we was going. So I took all the batteries, unhooked them, charged them up. Not thinking that it reset the trolling motor, so it wasn't programmed to the remote. What did I do? Got the remote, but don't have the battery, don't have the charger for the remote, and you have to have that to like turn it on to reset it. I was like, oh, this is the stupidest thing in the world.
You see Cool Cats out there? He says, yep, Brian will be back on the water by 2026. So look out, James, fish on.
I hope you pee in the bed tonight, James.
Yeah. But I got to give it to you, Brian. 2023, fish on. That was like every tournament.
Jody said she remembered he used to catch all the fish for me.
Yeah. But seriously, I got to meet E.
I was surprised that nobody. Well, I guess we didn't go live like that. And then maybe they might have looked at it funny because we won a dynamic duo. We won every tournament there was.
Yeah, absolutely.
We was knocking them out.
Yeah, there was, it was me and Stan 3, and then you and E.
No. Remember, I'm the Iron Cat. I'm the Iron Cat champ.
No,
yeah. So that means I knocked y'all out.
Wait a minute, I got
That cup was
more second place.
That cup was after we got handicapped.
I got more second place. Wait, what do you mean second place doesn't count? What is chat saying here? What?
What up, Johnny Small Pepper? Who remember when Ernie first came out on YouTube and he had the sunflower seeds all his mouth trying to talk? Yeah, I just talked to Ernie like 3 days ago. Ernie ain't changed. Ernie is crazy as heck.
Yep. I remember
a few years ago, 6 months. Go to my channel, go to my live, and look at the last time I went live fishing. It was 6 months ago. It
was February. Yeah, Brian, I remember because I went back and I checked your channel because people were saying who's going fishing next. And it was February was the last short you put out with you catching a fish. And I thought you remembered telling me, I remembered you telling me that you caught it then. So I think it was February-ish where you caught the last. And I hadn't really done much fish. I've probably been fishing one-handish. Yeah. I caught the biggest thing I caught this year was that striper that I was trying to release and it popped out of my hands and I did the short about it, but whatever. But it happens. It happens. You're trying to release it carefully and a boop. And then your son says, "What the hell are you doing?" Especially when you got a disrespectful kid like Stan 3.
Oh yeah, Ernie kept. Yeah, Ernie is like, is what we would say low key.
Yeah,
killing it. He's getting recognized. Like Ernie was in the paper.
Dude, I saw that.
He was he wasn't subject title or nothing. He was the front page of the style section in the Washington Post.
Yeah.
I was like, wow. And evidently the reporter watches him and decided to come out and
Yeah.
do an interview with him.
You know, Ernie is just Ernie. And, you know, I remember when Ernie first started doing it, he did a little bit on YouTube. And I'm like, hey, Ernie, you know what? He had like 10 subscribers. I'm like, you know, and I was friends with everybody here, you know, especially the Potomac. And I'm like, Ernie, you know, hey, you need any questions? If I can help you with anything, dude, let me know.
He just Ernie gonna sit there. He don't do a lot of talking. He listen.
He
behind
still
the
says,
scenes, but behind the scenes, he run his mouth like a goddamn on typewriter.
He still says one of the funniest things was that live where there was like a bang bang in the background and he fell. It had nothing to do with, he just tripped over something, which
he
is,
did
you know,
the Boys in the Hood background noise when
it was
Ricky,
a background noise
when Ricky got shot and he was saying Ricky, pow,
but at the
pow,
same time he tripped over a hole. And I'm like, Ernie down.
He failed like 40,000 times at that tournament. And then the Midnight Madness before that, when him and Dominic was going back and forth, he failed like 20 times.
And remember the
clumsy joker.
Remember the Potomac meet and greet? We're like, Ernie, look at Ernie. There's a hole right here. We put stuff around it. Who ended up in the hole? Ernie.
Right.
And then who ended up with the rod? Remember Ernie's rod went over the thing and the kids were over there trying to get the rod. Ernie.
And James, just FYI, I am not going to be 50, so you can shut your mouth. I'm not going to be 50.
What? He said he's going to be 50?
I'm not going to be 50. He's saying I'm going to be 50 and Jody's going to be 50 again.
Woo. So yeah, we got about another almost a month. The finesse challenge is next. Yo, bro, I've been having a blast. I know you have too. Been doing these live fishing tournament leagues.
I
for
went
anybody
back
that's
to,
out there.
You know what I did? One day, I think what's today? Tuesday. Sunday evening or Monday, I went back because I had to get the rules for the first one to make sure I stay on point. I said, you know what? As I clicked on it for the rules, of course I hit the video, so I said, damn, I was giving Dustin hell that tournament. It was funny as I don't know what. And we was laughing and joking. And I got the rules. And I said, you know what? I said, this is a tournament that Mark started, Fishing Magician 2.0.
Yeah.
Because I did ask him. I remember when I said I was going to grab it if he's okay with it. And he said, cool. As long as you put my link in there and, say, and the first one I put at the originator. And that's why I turned it to the 2.0 because I did it my way.
Before you go any further, Brian, for those who don't remember, because, dude, we think it's like you and I have been about the same time. We're like, everybody's... Dude, there's so many people that have no clue about like Fishing Magician or like the original finesse tournament was Fishing Magician 2.0. He is now out in
Arkansas.
Out Midwest somewhere out there.
Yep, he in Arkansas.
Awesome. He's Air Force, a veteran.
Yep.
And just a great, I never got to meet him. And that's one of the things, one of my biggest regrets from not being able to, we're only 2 hours away, but without driving, like that's, if I could drive, I'd be up there fishing. You and I'd be fishing all the time together. But, 2 hours when you don't drive, that's like, that's a huge distance. But anyway.
Oh, yeah.
But great dude, whatever. So he's still doing YouTube. Check out Fishing Magician 2.0. But anyways, he did the original finesse tournament. And it was, so for the rules, it's 2 pound test is 3 times whatever you catch. 4-pound test is 2 times whatever you catch, and
6
6-pound
pounds
is
the
even.
original weight. Now your leader line can be whatever you want, but choose wisely, because you're still gonna pop that line if you don't do what you're supposed to
absolutely.
do.
Absolutely. You look at even look at Tony last year, popping a bunch of them off at the thing.
And he was popping them like right there where he could net them.
Yeah.
You gotta work it. You gotta know how to work your drag.
Absolutely. So it's another fun tournament. It's another fun tournament.
I'm all about the fun. I think I have a few that are just straight catfishing. But other than that, we wanted to put a twist in it. The fun ones,
and
honestly, came to me. They come through me through hooks and hammocks, like Uno, hooks and hammocks.
Yep.
Wheel of Fortune, the chicken tournament came to me with them. And I said, you know what? Dude, that is something we could do.
Dude, every tournament out there has had whatever channel it's on, has talked to other channels about it. We did the bank versus boat this year, where it was the bank on one channel, the boat on the other.
I remember, because we were supposed to be in it.
Yeah, and that was Danny Stone all the way, and it was nothing. Not his channel, but he was part. So that's most of the best tournaments out there come from that. And then you do it, and then you adjust it, and there may be all right. We need to change this next year. Look at the Iron Cats. Like the first Iron Cat, like everybody thought, oh my God, this is dead. This is never going anywhere.
Kevin said, nope, I'm going to do it, and I'm going to tweak it, and I'm going to rearrange it.
It was an awesome tournament. And for the first, I'm the one that fished 43 hours and lost. And thinking, I'm still saying, yeah, this is awesome. This is the best. This is one of the best tournaments out there. I'm still the one that probably lost. Probably. During the first year of the Iron Cat, I can guarantee you I lost. I came in second place to Brian B more times than anybody else out there during an Iron Cat tournament than anybody else out there. I can guarantee it. And I'm still like, nope, this is a great tournament. This is a great idea.
I am the first and only Iron Cat master. Now he's bringing the Iron Cat. Now he's bringing it back. He might do another one to where they'll have a battle, and then of course I will have to be in it because I am the champ.
But I am the only person to two-time co-host. I was the co-host during the Bank Anglers tournament where Jenny, who was already out of the tournament, caught almost a 60-pounder on a little rod like this. Jenny is Stan 3's wife. And I have, pretty soon, dude, I got a little hutch downstairs. My whole, things are changing soon, bro. I'm going to talk to you soon, but yeah, it's, the link is out there. Like this is,
it was an open panel.
This was every night. Remember back in the day? Like, this is what we did. Like
somebody was coming up and they weren't coming up, but we would be backstage and say, what the hell? Just go live. Because we knew people wanted, something to do. Give a place to sit and chit chat.
Wait, did I see Mark? Did I see Catfish and Crappie out there? Maybe he'll go live. Who knows?
If Mark go live, it'll be in the morning.
Wait, is Mark still on YouTube? I don't know. Is he still in YouTube?
Yep. But I hate to say it. I gotta get over here.
Oh my Lord. Yeah, I gotta
tend to some business. I just got a text and said 5 minutes away. So
I'm probably jumping out soon, but you know how I do, bro. Like we'll let it go for a little bit, and if somebody comes up, we'll come up. If nobody wants to talk live, we'll just end it. And
Absolutely.
But yeah, so June 13th is the next tournament. It's 9 a.m. It's another daytime tournament.
Yes, I'm thinking about changing it. So all
boom,
the
boom,
anglers pay
bam.
attention. We might change the time to 8:00 in the morning.
Yeah.
A lot say that we're not doing the bite hours. You don't know when the damn bite hour is because every time y'all go out there, y'all don't catch no damn fish. So how y'all know when the bite hour?
It's like in August we have stand day. I'm thinking of doing the top 5 fish on stand day. So you'll see. Like we'll have to check it out, but it's that's what it's all about.
Yeah, but I'm gonna check with my constituents and see if they cool with it. Then everybody's cool with it.
Yeah, we both gonna be checking with constituents very soon on that and see how that goes. And but yeah,
all right. But I'm gonna jump off, Stan. I appreciate you doing it because hell,
bro,
gave me something to do for a little while.
Yeah, I was talking to Jody. Like, I plan on doing this a lot more. Like,
hey, when you know you're doing it, let me know. I might be available.
Absolutely.
And,
Maybe we
can
might
do
have
a
to
no
come
script,
up with
no
a new. We'll
script.
come up with a new squad. We'll come up with a new clique. A new clique.
We do a no script, no script.
There you go. Boom. Yeah. There's the new name.
All right. All
right, bro. Talk to you soon.
All right, later.
Yeah, so that's how it goes. We were having fun. I'm sorry. There we go. So there's the link. If any. Oh my gosh! Thank you. Crappie day fish, and that's thank you. This past. I hope you're going to the next catfish conference. This past one, I had food poisoning a few days before we left, and I didn't even know if I was going to make it, and I managed to make it through the first day, and the second day I was just I couldn't even make it to CatCon. I was in the hotel room. So I can't wait for this next one. I need to make up for this past one. Like it was just I was just I put every ounce of energy I had just to make it through that first day. But you have no idea what that means to me. Doing this is what got me into the family almost 3 years ago. All I can say is thank you. And the gang accepted me into the fam. Well, that's what it's all about. That's why we do this. That's why not only me, Brian, Jody, everybody out there, that's why we do this. Hey, there you go. There you go, Rhonda. Maybe No Script 2.0. Maybe you could be part of that, Rhonda. You're a huge part of the backstage family. Maybe you can come up and be part of the onstage family. You never know. Maybe Epic will be part of it. You never know. You never know. But so many nights, like I was talking to Jody about that. We got 25 awesome people, and for a lot of shows, a lot of people, 25 people. But if 25 people are out there watching and it's something for them to talk about and do, like it's worth it. Pontoon Jody says start at 6 or 7 for the morning bite and less boat traffic. Here's the issue. The only issue with that is, and it's maybe something we could do, like we'll do a 5-hour tournament and East Coast starts at 6 or 7 their time. East Coast starts at 6 or 7 their time and ends at so if it's a 5 or 6 hour tournament, say it's a 5-hour tournament and it starts at 7 a.m. Eastern for a 5-hour tournament and ends at noon Eastern, then for those at Central Time, it would start at 7 a.m. Or no, it started at 6 a.m. Central which would be 7 a.m. Eastern, and then they end at noon Central. Like, that might work. So it'd still be a 6-hour tournament. But you'd have some people in the tournament that are fishing on channel starting earlier because it's Eastern time and Central time. They'd be starting at the same time their time, but they'd be starting a different time on the channel. I don't know if that makes sense, but absolutely, Twisted Tackle. Awesome to see you, my friend. Like I said, the link's out there. Pop up if you want. We're going to spend an hour and a half. We're going to talk for a little bit more. Arizona, yes, Arizona. I think Brian said Arkansas or whatever. It's Arizona, yes. He does the canal fishing and stuff out there in Arizona. I think that was because he was Air Force, so he's former Air Force. Excuse me. And his wife is nursing, so his wife got a nursing job out there. So that's why they moved to Arizona. Copy. Oh, absolutely, Jody. That was you were not the only one. And it was kind of weird because it was like not weird, but it's how it goes a lot. Like the people that were on fire were just catching fish, and the spots that weren't were not. Like I think stand 3 only got like 20 pounds. Ooh, excuse me. Stand 3 only got like 20 pounds of fish. The top 5 places, there was over 1,000 pounds of fish caught. The top 5 out of 20 something people caught almost 700 pounds of the 1,000 pounds. So the ones that were on fire. The ones that weren't, they just weren't. Yep, there you go. It's summertime. All weekends are going to be bad with boat traffic unless you're doing like the midnight to 6, like the Midnight Madness tournaments. Absolutely, Rhonda. Uh-oh, we're down to 22 awesome people out there watching. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Yeah, Jody said, I finally tried to go 4-foot shallow on the bank to stay safe and out of the way. Yes, yeah, so that might be cool if Brian is able to change the next one till a nighttime tournament. Yeah, during the summer, that's your best bite is going to be at nighttime. Holy smokes! I'm starting to yawn. Your best bite is going to be at nighttime. Anyhow, there's going to be less boat traffic, and that might be part of it. 23 awesome people. What a fun night. We had Epic and Jody show up when we first went live. If there's anybody else that would like to pop up before we copy. Yeah, last week was a rough week for me. Oh, yeah, Ocean City. Oh, my goodness. I live in an area that is traveled through for Ocean City, so there's 2 things I dislike: weekends and tourists. Yeah, I get it. We used to go down there, and I was a tourist, and I hated other tourists because just how they were. Like, dude, just be your normal self. Like, you're in a different spot, but you're still home. Like, treat it like you're home. But yeah, for those that don't know, I don't know. I guess down in Texas, there's what, Galveston, uh, Louisiana has what the heck is that? Dang it, I can't think of the name of that right now. But yeah, you got those saltwater spots that are just considered whatever. So we've been live for an hour and 35 minutes. We'll give it about another 10 minutes if unless somebody else wants to come up. Then we'll keep going. I know I'm worse than John Parker with CNN. And that's funny when a blind guy tells you, man, you see worse than I do. You got to get your eyes checked out. 20 awesome people. People are dropping out. Well, it's been a lot of fun. Thank you, Jody. Thank you, Epic, for popping in. This was just one of those old school things where we would come in. There you go, Rhonda. Yeah, Ocean City. Oh my gosh, I can't even imagine. That's just horrendous during the summer. We used to go to Assateague. We would just be glad to be there. I'd get up every morning at about 4 a.m. for the sun to come up, be out on the beach by myself with those wild horses driving by. But with that being said, everybody's jumping out, so we are going to jump out too. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Appreciate everybody coming in. It's just one of these last minute things, and thought it would be a lot of fun, and it was. So we'll talk to you soon. We'll see everybody tomorrow night on Panfish Nation. And then you got a bait shop on Thursday night. You got a cat chat right here on Two Stands Fishing on Saturday night. Oh, absolutely, Rhonda. You know what's the last minute thing? I was just like, once Roger went off, I was like, I still want to talk a little more. And messaged Jody and Epic. So there we go. So we'll see you. So you got Panfish Nation Wednesday night. You've got Bait Shop Thursday. You've got Two Stands. And JG Hill on Cat Chat Friday night. Pontoon Jody Flathead Challenge. 9 p.m. You got to look for Danny Stone, who's out live on the weekends. This weekend, you've got the ladies Catfish Rumble over on Fields to Water. I'm thinking of doing. I've got to still figure it out. I've had a couple of people that I've been trying to get on stand day, and they just got back to me today that they can fish this Sunday. And they are female carp anglers. So I may end up doing, originally I was going to just cancel stand day. We may end up doing just a carp day on stand day. But we'll see. We'll see how that goes. Yes, Dustin Thursday night, right after Bait Shop. Absolutely. And with that being said, deuces. Everybody's gone. We're out of here.